And hello and welcome to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the excellence of an execution, alias Maximus. And welcome back to the stream, folks. Happy Wednesday, Merry Wednesday, one and all. It is hump day, it is officially hump day, or at the very least, hump day is ending. Here's hoping that you had a mellifluous Wednesday wherever you are, in whatever corner of the world that you find yourself. Of course, we've got my trusty partner with me, Churro, who is definitely a bit EP today, and that is because it is his bedtime. But that's okay. It won't be a super long stream as usual. Wednesdays is when we do classic retro And of course, this is no exception. We are playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the Game Boy Advance version. And I gotta say that there is a good chance that we will make it to the Dark World. Hence, the name of this stream, Dark World is my oyster. Here's hoping that I actually get there. That was a mouthful. I find myself at a lack of breath here. That's weird. Yeah, let's talk about what's on tap today, because of course this wouldn't be an Ales and Fails stream without us discussing what exactly is up for drinks today. Let's go to the Ales cam for just a second. And this is something I've never had before. Let me switch the camera just a bit over here. This is Athletic Brewing's Wits Peak, and it is a Belgian style white. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, what exactly is a white beer? And actually, what's athletic? Well, as it is the tradition with Wednesdays, we are having a non-alcoholic beer. So this is 0.5% alcohol or less. Athletic Brewing is one of the most successful and prominent non-alcoholic breweries today, and they definitely put a good job, I want to say. Now, what exactly do we have here? I really like the can coloration here. I feel like most of Athletic's designs tend to be kind of just like landscapes with easy colors. Not necessarily like things that clash to the eye. They're generally gentle, not almost close to like pastels, even though I've seen fairly harsh oranges on it. The idea here is that you have this dandy baby blue sky, and you got like this road which is like yellowish and red, and you got a person walking along in the distance. Kind of pensive, kind of nice. I'm wondering if Athletic is playing on the idea of a marathon person, simply because Athletic likes to advertise to sports people. Now, what exactly is a white beer? A white beer is a wheat beer. Now, what exactly is a wheat beer? You might be asking to yourself. Well, a wheat beer is a beer that has a lot of wheat on it. Sorry, I'm actually trying to adjust the ales cam while we're talking here. Generally, when you're talking about a beer, the main grain that you're talking about is barley. Barley is generally the basis for beer. But if you want something a little bit frothier, then you add wheat there. Wheat has been added to beer since the rich history of beer. It is known in two major places to have become popular. One of them is Germany, of course, where they created the Hefeweizen, and then the other place is Belgium, where they created the wheat beer, W-I-T beer. And they're slightly different. I want to say that the German variety has a little bit more cloves, tastes a little bit more like fresh bread and banana, whereas the wheat beers from Belgium are a little more spiced. They're a little more citrusy. They have coriander and other similar effervescent spices. So they're kind of nice. They're robust. I'm assuming because this is using the W-I-T spelling, that this is more of a Belgian style beer, and of course it is confirmed by the next line, Belgian style white. So yeah, that is what a Belgian wheat beer is. I really gotta get rid of this glare that goes on the cans. It doesn't actually let us see. The coloring of the can. It's a little bit frustrating. Maybe if I just move this over here, it might be actually a little bit better. But yeah, that's what a wheat beer is. Let's go ahead and actually see what Untapped has to say on this particular issue. Let me move over here, turn off the ales can for just a second. Okay, so Wits Peak by Athletic Brewing. It's a non-alcoholic wheat. Wits Peak is a lively and luminous Belgian-style white with ingredients that pay homage to the old world style. It's built upon classic flavors of wheat and malt interwoven with exotic spices and citrus peel. And there you have some of those citrus and spice notes. Coriander and orange dance across the palate alongside a light, crisp herbal bitterness. Smooth, silky, and curiously savory, it's beautifully layered and wonderfully bright. And of course, ingredients. Walter wheat, melted barley, spices, hops, and yeast. One thing that you have to remember is that while this is a wheat beer, it does still incorporate some barley. So yeah, that's the Untapped description. Let's actually taste this thing. Like I said, this is the first time that I'm actually tasting this particular beer. Definitely excited about it. I generally enjoy most wheat beers, and to be perfectly honest with you, they were my entry point when I started drinking beer. My partner let me know that wheat beers were very popular in her country, and she thought that maybe I would enjoy it myself. All I had known before then were things like pilsners and lagers, which were not really my cup of tea at the time. This was the wheat beers were definitely an eye-opener. They were frothy. They had a little more fruity-like flavors. And of course, one of the first ones that I tried was Blue Moon, and that one is definitely very similar to Belgian-style wheats. As you can see, this one has a very light head. Generally, when you're talking about a wheat beer, you're expecting a little bit more froth at the top. The other thing is that wheat beers tend to be a little more thick in composition, and that is because wheat beers are largely unfiltered, which means that what you have in your fermentation tank is largely what you get in your can. Let's go ahead and sample this. To your health, dear viewer, thank you so much for being here today. In terms of a nose, we have strong notes of wheat. You have a little bit of that piney resin from hops. Let's go ahead and actually taste this. Very toothsome body. I want to say 3 out of 5 in terms of body composition. It is definitely unfiltered. That piney resin doesn't really transform into bitterness. It's actually quite nice, very gentle. It kind of just flows. It's almost becomes like a tea, which is probably what that description was talking about. Relatively sweet, I want to say. It's got that citrus sweetness to it, almost like a mandarin orange. It's quite delightful. Yeah, refreshing. Very light on the bubbles, very little crisp, but actually quite delicious. Athletic has not disappointed yet again. Let's go ahead and give this a rating, and I'll turn off the L scan for a second. So, Wits Peak from Athletic Brewing Company today gets a 3 out of 5. A solid 3 out of 5. Maybe like a 3.25 actually. I'm feeling biased today. And don't forget, no rating is objective. What you feel, what you taste like, how you judge a particular beer or anything that you consume on any particular day is going to have some variance. Don't let people fool you into thinking that you have to have an objective scale for these things. But yeah, that is what we will be enjoying tonight. Sorry, I'm rearranging my desktop just a bit over here. Make sure that I've got everything where it needs to be. Like I said, I kind of just wanted to reduce the glare on my glass. But yeah, that's a little bit better. But with that, let's go ahead. Let's go back to intermission. Real intermission. Let's go ahead and post our question of the night. Question of the night: what emoji describes you recently? So this one actually came up in my work team meeting the other day. I was trying to come up with a good icebreaker, and then this question kind of popped up. I wanted to say that if I had to answer this particular question myself, I would probably suggest that the emoji that describes me the most right now is melty face. I'm pretty sure you've all seen melty face. Not only does it describe me at work, where I feel overwhelmed, and a lot of the time I kind of just feel like I kind of just get stepped on in terms of the things that I need to do. But it's also kind of just like an impotence sort of thing, and I definitely feel impotent when it comes to world events. The less said about that, the better. But with that, let's go to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. What a happy note to what a happy note to start on. Truly. Let's go ahead and get my controller ready. So of course we are playing on the Switch, and we are using a Switch Pro controller. Let me actually go ahead and get the volume back. This one can be a little bit loud, so I'm gonna decrease it. And let's put that here. Sorry, still shuffling around some things in my on my screens. Beep, beep. Ba, ba, ba. Oh my goodness, what is this? What has just happened? Things are going out of control, folks. Welcome, Effector. Thank you so much for bringing your community with you. Let's go to intermission. I'm totally unfocused. I am unprepared. I'm at a loss of words. I feel like I'm back in high school. Let me go ahead and go through this. Welcome, Effector. How are you? Thank you very much for bringing in your folks. What were you playing? I saw your go live notification, but I gotta tell you, I apologize. I was not aware of what you were playing. Kindly let us know. And of course, welcome. Oh goodness, how do you spell it? Fruity's Love. Of course, Effector is a fellow Fruity. Thank you so much. You have to tell me how to pronounce. Let's go with Emmy for now, but please kindly let me know how you pronounce your name properly. Thank you so much for coming in with the raid. And of course, I love this raid message, by the way. Fruity's Love. We do love, and we do love the Fruities. We are here for the scuff. You know what? That is basically all you're going to get here. Thank you so much for popping in. Emmy is what I go by. I love it. Thank you so much. We was getting into Act 2 of Baldur's Gate. My goodness, Effector. I am jealous because Baldur's Gate is a game that is basically something that I go back to every other month, and I am still somewhere in the Underdark, and I enjoy it a lot, but I kind of just have to switch it up. It's a thing that I have. I kind of just have to switch up between games. Now, in terms of my responsibilities here, anybody who is watching from my end, kindly give Effector of Change a follow. Once again, a fellow Fruity, a double team member, both a Fruity as well as a Club CRT member, and as they just suggested, they were playing Baldur's Gate 3. So if you live, what am I trying to say here? There's scuff to be found. If you like turn-based games, if you like D&D, I highly suggest you give them a follow. Yeah, in terms of who I am, that is inconsequential, but I will explain it anyways. My name is Ales. I also go by Alewolf, and I'm a retro-focused variety streamer. Though there's two very interesting things, not really interesting, but kind of just things that set me apart. One of them is that I have a corgi. His name is Churro, and as you can see, he's in that little corner camera over there. He is a little EPs today, and that is because it is about 10:30 p.m. my time, so he's definitely a little bit tired. He's had his dinner, and he's kind of just happy going over there. The other thing about myself is that I do love ales, and today it is Dry Wednesday, so we are enjoying a delicious where's my camera, non-alcoholic white beer from Athletic Brewing. It's a Belgian style ale. I like to talk about ales. I like to talk about how their flavor notes, their how you approach them, the history behind specific ales. It is kind of my thing in a day and age where most people don't drink beers. So it's my thing, it's my shtick. I like it. Please, everyone, drink responsibly if you drink. Let me go back to intermission over here, and let me catch up on chat. It's my first playthrough, but I'm so proud of making it through the first act. You should be proud. It is a very lengthy game. I don't know how much in terms of completion that you like to go with your games. I know that before going into the Underdark, I tried to hit every area in the open world, and so that is why I put, I want to say, tens of hours, probably at this point 100 hours into the game. It is a delight. Hey Thea, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you here. And let's see. Screen name checks out. Yeah. I think I'm trying my best to live up to the brand here. Not only do I talk about ales, but I also fail very often. It is my specialty. And yeah. Thank you so much for paying attention to that, Thea. I know that we had that discussion last time. I appreciate you. And yeah, very much appreciate everyone. Yeah. Thank you for paying attention. Again, I know it's a little bit different, but we are trying to make sure that everyone respects that particular rule. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and talk and go back to the live stream. Before I forget, if anybody needs to raid and fade, I absolutely respect that. I know that streaming can be a lot of work, and I don't want to hold anybody hostage here. Last time I held anybody hostage, police got involved, it got ugly. So if you need to go, if you need to grab some snacks, do some stretchies, self-care of any sort, please go. Don't even ask about it. And that goes for viewers as well. I can't imagine that your body doesn't want a little bit of the stretchies at some point. But you're more than welcome to stick around. We're going back to A Link to the Past. Beautiful. Okay, so let's turn the volume back on. And as I was suggesting in earlier just now, we are very close to entering the Dark World. This is not my first playthrough of A Link to the Past, but it is definitely the first time that I played the Game Boy Advance version. And so those of you that are familiar with it will know that this version incorporates some of the screams and sound bites from Ocarina of Time, which is kind of funny when you think about it. There's a lot of like this and that. And so as you can see, we also literally just got the Master Sword. So we are empowered, we are thriving, as they say. We finally have a sword beam. And my swords know what you did in the dark. But yeah, here's hoping that everybody... Oh my goodness. I'm already in pain. Here's hoping that everyone had a mellifluous Wednesday. Here's hoping that maybe the rest of the week is not too tough on you. Today was actually my Friday, and let me just say that I was definitely beaten down by the day, but that's okay because now I get to relax, now I get to focus on more home stuff, more projects, personal projects, more of the family life, and maybe worry a little less about the outside world. All right. And I think before we actually head into the encounter, and I am going to suggest that there is going to be a fight with the wizard Aghanim. Aghanim, I believe, is what his name is. I don't actually know what the proper pronunciation is. One of the things that I've discovered in revisiting A Link to the Past is that there were a few names that I was unaware of their pronunciation. And so those of you that are familiar with this game might recall that there's an old man that helps you out at the beginning of the adventure. His name is Sahasrara. And so, I remember when I played this as a kid, I would probably say something like Sahasrara, something like that. These days, I feel like it's a little bit different. I feel like it's probably closer to Sahasrara. And I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm not a very cultured person, and so I don't want to make any assumptions. But it sounds very similar to some names that I've heard emanating from the Middle East. Again, I may be completely, absolutely wrong with that. I'm not trying to make grand statements here, but the pronunciation at the very least sounds a little bit more agreeable to me. And then there's of course Aghanim. I'm pretty sure I used to call him Agahim, which again I'm just a poor Hispanic. I was a poor Hispanic kid at the time, so I kind of just pronounce my H's as J's. These days I feel like it's probably more like Aghanim. Aghanim sounds about right. Yeah, so before we actually get to the castle, let's actually go ahead and go to the lake down here. It's not really a lake, it's like a swamp. And no, sorry, the lake, and that's because we can probably purchase a couple more upgrades for our what do you call these? Arrows and bombs. Arrows and bombs. Beautiful. Okay, and so where was I? Okay, so yeah. Why, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know that there is a lot of additional upgrades. I feel like, at least according to the checklist that I was following, we've mostly got all of the heart containers that we can get before we actually go into the dark world. So I'm feeling good. I feel like I've got enough equipment. Not that you really need that much more whenever you are at this stage in the game, but I kind of tend to be a prepared patty. Is there a prepared patty? I know there's like a negative Nelly or something like that. Prepper patty. Yes, I tend to be a prepper patty in some respects. I want to have like as much possible in terms of like equipment and accoutrement in order to make sure that there is very little chance that I will lose. I don't want to lose, folks. I know that I am fails. I know that I fail, but I don't want to do it on purpose. I want it to be natural. I've never heard of that one before. Prepared patty. I don't know. I thought there was like a thing, like a peppermint patty sort of thing. You like it? I'm glad that you enjoy it. I don't do well with these things. Now let's see. Where was I? Oh, give me just a second. Trying to check on a. Ooh. God, sorry. I was looking at my dashboard just now because I had to look at my dashboard, and of course I just happened to ran into the next screen. Let's do this. Let's do this, Bobby. Oh, the shield, it does nothing. Gotcha. Ah, stop coming at me. Okay, so we go down here. There's this little cave. Not that one. That's not a cave. I know my geography. I know my geology. This little shrine over here. Every time you invest about 100 rupees, you're actually able to get an upgrade for either your bombs or your arrows. And not that I've ever actually ran out of like bombs or arrows, but I don't want to be in that situation. I just want to be happy with the pond of happiness. Okay, my happiness is 50, everyone. My coolness is about 12. Alright, let's throw 50 more. And I think 50 more is probably as much as we can get. I believe that you get an upgrade every 100. So... ooh. I actually don't know. I'll just go with bombs. I feel like bombs are generally a little more useful in this game. Maximum of 30. I don't actually know what the maximum is, but I'll continue to dump rupees into this until I can't do it no more. And the other thing that I want to do before moving there is making sure that I have all of my fairies, and I do. I absolutely do. And actually, now that I realize that we also have a mushroom, And the mushroom is useful because we can give it to the witch, the Wicked Witch of the West. And she can make it into, I believe, magic powder, if I recall correctly. So let's go north. Every place has a north. Those of you that saw Doctor Who will never get that reference. Okay, so we're going all the way to the witch's house, which is this little thing over here. Yes, Ales to the Past. You know, that would have been a better title to this stream. Welcome, welcome, Spectrum. How are you doing today? It's good to see you. Here's hoping that you had a wonderful Wednesday. And I didn't say that just because of the alliteration. I honestly wished it. Your most... oh, the emoji... Oh, you're answering the question of the night. Would that be what describes you the most recently? Let me see what it is. The one that thinks? Is that the... Would you say that that is the phase that you adopt the most frequently? I would love to know why. Give me just a second here. So I was gonna say... Oh dear. Away with ye. That and... You know what that is? I love it. I love that one. I like it. What is that one also called? Aw. Aw, it's nice. Thank you so much for sharing, Spectrum. I unfortunately have a slightly less agreeable emoji that describes me recently. I probably don't need to put it on chat, but it really is just melty face. If you know melty face, that is me, and it is because I often feel overwhelmed and incapable of helping the situation. The less I talk about that, the better, though. That is kind of how this is my honest answer. But thank you so much for responding to the question of the night. I should have like some kind of currency for people that respond to the question of the night. I don't. I only ever reward them with my own terrible answers. Makes sense. Sure thing. And of course, before I forget, once again, I am just at a... See, this is what happens when I don't stream for like 5 days. I just forget my manners here. Anyone following out there, kindly give Spectrum Branch a follow. Not only are they a really cool streamer who like does a lot of challenges, but they're also an accomplished musician, and yeah, certainly esteemed community member. Kindly give them a follow. And they were last playing Pizza Tower. You know what? Pizza is my favorite, well, actually probably one of my 2 favorite foods, so it can't be a bad game. It can't. I dare you to tell me that Pizza Tower is a bad game. Alright, the witch. The smell of rotten fruit. If you give me... Oh, sorry. That was not a witch voice. My mistake. I know that I am not a voice actor, but I do my best. The smell of rotten fruit. If you give me that mushroom, I can finish my brew. Ha ha. So I guess we just use it as an action. And we use it as an action. That's not how we use it as an action. Wait, do we just raise it aloft? No. I didn't even switch weapons, that's the problem. Hey, thank you, young man. Drop by the shop later for a special surprise. How much later? That's the question. Pizza Tower is a game that gave me melty face. Is that so? It's fun, but also incredibly overstimulating. You know what? That has piqued my interest. Let me look at some images. Pizza Tower. You know, I bet if I Google Pizza Tower, it's gonna give me an image of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not really, but... Okay, so let's see, what is this? Well, I like the art style, I can tell you that. Pizza Tower Fighters. I'm hoping that this is what it is. I can give you a video if you want to see the chaos. Yeah, feel free to pass it along whenever. No, don't have to do it now, but... that is definitely a unique look. Let's see. and the learning curve goes up pretty high for some tech. Okay, okay. Well, that is definitely not unfamiliar territory for you, Spectrum. Like I said, I do know you to be a streamer, a gamer that likes to take on the challenges. I'm glad I played it, but also I'm not gonna 100% it, and that's very reasonable. I can give you, okay, someone sent me a speed run of a level. Cool. So let's watch a quick second here. Okay. Hopefully that's not gonna get me like a copyright thing. I'm not gonna play the sound or anything like that. Oh, so it's like a speed running game, I'm assuming. Jeez. Okay, well, I have no idea how you have reaction times that allow you to be successful in this type of game. But if anybody can do it, it is absolutely you, Spectrum. Adobeard, thank you so much for redeeming a hydrate. Welcome in. How are you doing this fine evening? Thank you so much for popping in. And we've got I guess you can't really see it here, but I do have my gigantic wolf flask over here. Of course, let me go through my spiel here. Even though we are drinks friendly in this stream, we highly advocate the consumption of pure healthy water. Water, of course, the element which brings life. It helps you stay hydrated, regulate your metabolics, and stave off the deleterious effects of alcohol consumption. So please drink up. That is a high quality H2O. Thank you so much for the redeem, and welcome in, Adobeard. How are you doing this fine day? It is good to see you. Here's hoping that you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for popping in. Recently beat Outer Wilds. Ooh, very nice. Congratulations. I've actually never played that game myself. I've only ever seen it. Largely thanks to this amazing individual named Spectrum. You know what? I have no knowledge of this event, but I am sure that Spectrum does a lot of things to make himself wonderful. So there is no reason for me not to believe that that is accurate. But yeah, thank you for coming in. Let me give you a shout out. So kindly give a fellow Fruity member, Adobeard, a follow, everyone. They were last playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So I have never actually played any of the Mass Effects. I was always interested in the decision-making mechanic of that game. But you know what? I was never too much into the space fantasy sort of thing. But maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'm missing out. It is kind of one of these legendary games that maybe I should give a whirl at some point. Let's see, I was just a simple co-pilot when needed. You know what? That is all you need sometimes. A very helpful co-pilot. There you go. There you go. So it seems like Maple is not gonna give us anything new right now. We're expecting to actually get the magic powder. Maybe the witch is the one that gives us the magic powder. Thank you, young man. Drop by the shop later for a special surprise. No, wait. Oh my goodness. I dropped my fairy. Why did I do that? Ah, good. Thank goodness. Keep it in a bottle. Let's see. Ooh, I strongly recommend Mass Effect, and if it helps to give it a try, the Legendary Edition goes on sale on Steam pretty often for like 95% off. 95% off? I would be crazy not to pick something like that up. You know, it is kind of my fault that sometimes I know that Steam sales are happening and I kind of ignore them. And I'm sure you've heard this before. I'm sure everyone's heard this before. But I just have a ridiculous number of Steam games that I've picked up on sales that I've never touched. And I should be better about that. Like, I should actually play them. And so, because sometimes games that I actually really want to play go on sale and I forget about them and I just don't pay attention to it. So I should probably be better about that. It's probably a better idea for me to put them on like a wish list, and then emails will actually tell me which games are up for sale that might interest me. Let's see. It's also like 100 hours between all 3 games with all their DLCs too for that price. Yeah, that doesn't sound half bad. I can probably tell you that the only game that I played that's similar to it with it's both an RPG and has like a decision-making mechanic is maybe something like Baldur's Gate, and of course it's very not similar to that, but I am sure that I would enjoy something like that. So yeah, maybe I need to put it in my backlog. Ale's eternal backlog of backlogginess. Where's the castle? Oh, where's Richard's villa? This is what happens. I start gabbing, and then I lose what I know that I'm playing stuff, and I forget what I'm going to. So let's go to the castle. Let's go fight Aghanim. If we actually make it there. Come on. It's this sort of thing that if you don't approach them in such a specific angle, the guards will get ya. G, W, G. Guards will get ya. G, G, Y, G, Y. You know what? I don't know how to spell. I think we can just take this shortcut. Yeah, that is I mean, 100 hours is a pretty large commitment, but for the right game, for the right trilogy, maybe not so much so. I was trying to think the other day about what kind of time in a game is acceptable to different people, right? And I was trying to like think of a particularly acceptable time that I would put into a game. And the thing is, when I was younger, I was certainly a lot more patient with the games that I played, and of course I was able to devote more time into them. These days I feel like I play shorter games. That being said though, I still have this mindset of trying to be a completionist and trying to go for like side quests and things like that, and so X short game still ends up being very long for me. Let's see, yeah, it's more of a shooter than an isometric RPG, but if it helps sell the game, you can also carry your character's decisions from the first game over to the second and third, and there's some gameplay changes between the 3 to help keep them fresh too. Yeah, and I do know that this idea that the story actually carries forward with you, and you know, some characters you earn characters and you may lose some characters, so I do know about that. But yeah, it seems like quite the undertaking. For a moment there, I was gonna say the Undertaker. Let's not involve the Undertaker in this conversation. Let's go upstairs. I also know that at the very least the first Mass Effect was a little more RPG than action. I think that the switch came in the second game, and maybe it pulled back a little bit on the third. That's what I've heard anyways. I'm the type of person that loves to hear about people talk about games even though I'll never touch them. It's a thing. It's a weird thing. Do we open this? No. Oh, I think we need to go to the second floor, right? The outside of the second floor. I think so too. Do you agree me? Yes, I do. How do we get outside though? Let's go this way. No, there's no doors. I feel like this is just a throne room and we actually just need to step back to the main large room. Maybe find an exit through there. And yeah, we are enjoying some non-alcoholic wheat beer, so to your health, everyone. That is frothy. Okay. Sorry, I had to mute myself because I was coughing just a bit. See, I think the RPG elements stay pretty strong throughout, though it is slightly weaker after the first game. The main thing is that Mass Effect 3 is more of a culmination of everything you do in 1 and 2. You know, I'd love to have an in-depth conversation with you, because I do know that I don't want to spoil anybody in terms of the game. I like to spoil myself on things, but I do know that there is, let's simply say, a decision at the end of the game that some people felt like was not what they wanted. And I would love to hear what you thought about it. I'm not gonna ask you to provide any details on that right now because I feel like it would be spoilery. But yeah, I know that there's like huge fans of the game, despite that particular decision. Let's just say decision. Let's see. And how is it? I've never had non-alcoholic beer, but I want to try because I love beer, but I also don't want to get drunk. Yeah, that's a totally fair stance. So this one is actually more of the Belgian style of wheat beers, which means that it has a little more citrus flavor to it. You can definitely sense a little bit of coriander. It doesn't have any real bittery notes. What you do have is this piney resin-like taste, which almost reads like a tea. It's got a nice body. I want to say 3 out of 5 in terms of body composition. Absolutely unfiltered if you like that level of complexity. And no real strong bittering notes. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit like mandarin oranges. Hopefully that paints a relatively solid picture. I do love my wheat beers. It is probably how I got into craft beers in the first place. Is this door open? I wonder. That's fair. I can give non-spoilery thoughts on the overall. Yeah. Feel free to talk about it. I was just trying not to spoil folks who might not actually have played through the game and things like that. Even though I myself don't care about getting spoiled on things. I'm a very strange beast. I do like to, to the best of my ability, protect folks that don't want to be spoiled on games. Yeah, I'm kind of an oddball when it comes to that. I will actually not watch a movie before I actually read the plot summary and reviews on said movie. That is the level of I don't care about spoilers that you have just encountered. Okay, so let's go through these. Let's go through one of these side doors. I know that really the wizard is on the other side. This is actually just the main castle, huh? Let's just go straight to the wizard. I'm gonna save my game just in case my butt gets kicked, and of course, I am known for failure, so this is not without its merit. Let's continue. I feel that the hatred is overblown on the endings because I don't really see how the story trilogy could end in any other way, to be honest. Yeah, and at least from what I read, I didn't think that the way in which it concludes was left field or anything like that. I think the complaint that I heard and I kind of was suggested to me was this idea that everything that you did boiled down to a relatively simplistic decision. And again, I haven't played it for myself. It is simply the didactic message that I heard some folks express. That's all. Ooh, we can just take them out from here. Remember the first time that we fought one of these individuals? We actually threw a pot at it, and that was the end of that. Yeah, and going back to this notion, I do dislike it when folks get like really passionate about the games that they play, and they must either defend it to the death or what's the other or hate something, and it's just like, you know what, it's a game, just appreciate it. It's never gonna be perfect. Some people are not gonna have the same opinions. You don't need to like lose sleep over this. It is that kind of thing. Let's see. To be fair, the game is largely made of simplistic decisions that have large ramifications, and I feel like that's a good defense. I feel like you're making a lot of sense here, Adobe. All right, we got the key to the castle. So in a way, it's pretty fitting. I guess from what you're saying, it kind of follows how the game's been structured all along. Maybe people were just expecting too much out of it, and maybe that's kind of what happened there. Sometimes it's unfortunate that you can't get past like the negative commentary of folks. Like people really get sometimes fixated on something that they perceive that is not what their expectation is, when the game itself is actually following that expectation or following its conventions. Oh, conventions! I feel adults. So many creatures here in the dark. No, but thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on this. I know it's a very unconventional conversation to have. It's like, hey, you didn't even play the game. What are you talking about? So I appreciate I appreciate that you're engaging in this conversation. Let's see. I mean, I get what people want, but at the same time, people want specific things to happen and don't recognize when the different ending is still appropriate for the story. Yeah, and I've definitely felt some of that. There's definitely some of that going on here. And obviously, definitely not just Mass Effect. There's definitely a lot of examples of that happening. I want to say maybe like one of my favorite games is Chrono Cross, the sequel to Chrono Trigger. And yeah, lots of people dislike it because it's not the same thing as Trigger. It's not a direct continuation of that story. I just think it's a wonderful game, period. It's that sort of thing. Bam, bam. Get back there, you stinko. And I feel like these lanterns are not gonna stay lit, are they? No, they're not. It is so much of a... what am I trying to say? This is so much more approachable now that I've got sword beams. It's definitely a little easier to engage in fights now that I've got a long-range attack that is far more responsive than the arrows. I feel like while the arrows are strong, they take a while to shoot out. I wonder what's over there. So there is a treasure chest. Ah, key. Let's see, I can't count the amount of times I've started this game and I still haven't finished it. Is there a particular reason why you don't feel like you want to actually finish it? I feel like it's a fairly streamlined experience, and so I don't know that I've actually played it without doing a whole campaign. Maybe it's just not your type of game, which of course is valid. Gotta shoot those lasers, folks. Very. And let's head upstairs. Yeah, upstairs sounds good. I gotta tell you, even though I have the upper hand in terms of enemies over here, just because I'm in the dark, I do kind of just feel underpowered. Like I don't know when things are gonna come from the left or right. I feel like even though this game gives you a wide variety of tools and health items, it does really well in making you feel underpowered without actually being underpowered. Just limited visibility, things like that. Just the fact that your sword, even though it's powerful, it's actually got a fairly limited range when you think about it, when you're not shooting those sword beams. Let's see, I cannot connect with Zelda games. Like I should love them, but I just wind up getting frustrated by them and don't enjoy them. And you know what, it's not like you're supposed to. I know that they are darlings by a lot of the population out there of people that play games. But just the fact that it doesn't gel with you, it's not, it's not. It There shouldn't be that expectation that just because something is widely beloved by a lot of folks that you should also enjoy it, or that there is anything wrong with your taste. Now, here's my common admission. Everybody loves that Star Wars. I just think it's okay. There, I said it. I just think it's okay. I think I've only seen one movie. Let's see. And like I've tried Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and Breath of the Wild, but none of them connect to me. Yeah, and that's okay, they're definitely of a particular breed of game, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your cup of tea. Was there a certain part of Link to the Past that threw you off? Not really. I made it decently far the last time too, but I just didn't really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a fair stance to have. There's definitely aspects of The Legend of Zelda that I do not care for. And just as I said that, I knew that I needed to justify that statement, and I'm trying to think what I don't like about it. Well, I'll think of something. Ooh, block. I hope you enjoyed that. This is what happens when I put myself into compromising situations. I waffle. I pancake and waffle. Speaking of pancakes and waffles, I've been going out on Saturday mornings, early in the mornings, and I haven't been able to make breakfast for the house. And I miss making waffles. I think my favorite kind of waffle to make is banana waffles. I just like bananas in general. Ooh, finally, no more lights. I mean, no more lack of lights. Whoa! Oh, I didn't realize that there was bats there. Where is my boomerang? Let's see. Sometimes I wonder. Oh wait, sorry, I almost missed that. I think I made it to Dark World and 3 dungeons in the last time I played, but I just couldn't feel interested in actually doing the puzzles and exploring for the gear hearts. So I guess you dropped off in terms of interest. Sometimes I wonder if I'd like it in the same way if I didn't play it so young. It's probably impossible for me to know. Yeah, and there is something to be said about the formative experiences when you're a young person, right? I feel like a lot of folks who are adults, their taste, not completely, but significantly, is shaped by their feelings of nostalgia. And there are instances where you will simply like things that you experience as a young person. Not objectively because they were good. Not to suggest that there is anything objectively good, of course, but nothing that you can justify yourself if you had to put it into words. See, I played it in 92 or 93, and it gave me my first video game headache. I see. Oh, you're talking about Final Fantasy 3. Kept going back to FF3, FF6, and Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest will forever be my white whale. I played it and I got destroyed by a behemoth and I never went back to it. And I wasn't a young man, I was a college person, a college human, college-going person. What does this say? Listen well, Ails. Even with the Master Sword, you cannot inflict physical harm on the wizard. You must find a way to return his own evil magic power to him. Thank you very much, Sahasrara. Okay, so endgame. Because I played it so much. Gotcha. That paints a little more solid of a picture right there. We've got ads in 1 minute, so we'll do one more room and then we'll take a break. We'll take a break, folks. Take a break. I was just about to. I know that there's a song in Hamilton that goes with like, take a break. But for the life of me, I have forgotten the lyrics. I should really watch Hamilton again. Okay, we're gonna hold here. we're gonna hold, and before I do that, let's see. Now I can run through that game in one sitting from start to finish if I have the energy. That is solid. If anybody can do it, Spectrum, it is you. But let me leave you all with a little bit of lo-fi here. We're gonna take about a 4 or 5 minute break, and we will be back with some more The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I hope to see you there. And hello and welcome back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, Beer Goggles 21, the excellence of inexecution. Thank you very much for the welcome back, Beard. Appreciate it. Here I am fumbling with my technology a bit here. I know that I missed a message by Spectrum before I left. I did it for the first time in one sitting in 2021, my first Twitch birthday stream. Wow, that is quite the memory to have, Spectrum. It will forever be tied with your Twitch anniversary, that particular accomplishment. Yeah, we're playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and we are getting very close to fighting the wizard Aghanim, who has Princess Zelda, I believe. And of course, we're not as close as we thought we were, but we'll get there. Trust me, we will get there. If my name is not Ales, a dandy on stream, brewmaster for the Order of the Shield Lycan. Let's just destroy this. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe we go this way. I feel like we're gonna get poked. Beautiful. What's with all these pods anyways? So here's a silly thought. I really like leftovers. I think there was this one show that talked to that particular thought to me. I want to say maybe it was the Food Channel, but it could have been the Travel Channel. And the idea was that this chef suggested that actually when you cook food and it's hot and it's warm, it's not actually finished cooking, because it will continue to simmer and boil in its juices until it finally reaches its confluence. And then there's the idea of, oh my goodness, I'm about to just kill myself here. And then there's this idea that if you refrigerate something, it will lose some of that water, simply because if you put something in the refrigerator, it will inevitably lose some water. And there's almost like a type of transformation where flavors become just a little bit more concentrated. And maybe that's why leftovers taste a little bit differently, and maybe that's kind of why I like them. There is generally... So we generally get like takeout over the weekend, and we rarely ever finish things. And so what ends up happening is that we end up having leftovers for about a week. And then like my weekends, I want to say for breakfast, I will just have random leftovers, and it's always funny. I apologize for the beeping sound. I can't help it. It's like 50% of the stream. Yeah, and as I am streaming right now, as I am drinking a delicious wheat beer, all I can think of is just the fact that tomorrow I will definitely have leftover pizza, and I'm so much looking forward to it. It was a ranch chicken pizza with caramelized onions. Okay, is this the only statue that can move? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, baby, not. How far can we go? And let's have some water over here. And actually, I was just thinking, the only time... I feel like I've only ever played the completion of Final Fantasy 6/3 once. And I enjoyed it a lot. But I've never felt like wanting to come back to it. My favorite Final Fantasy of the 16-bit era is most definitely Final Fantasy V. I very much enjoyed the job system in that game. And I also just really liked the character of Faris. Yeah, that character always called out to me. And that is something that I wish to play at some point soon. Let's see. One of my favorite meals when I was back in the States was leftover chili and other stews because the flavors have had more time to like meld and marry. Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of what I'm saying. There's definitely a little bit more balancing done when you give food that space, right? I feel like a lot of people just poke fun at the idea of having leftovers, but there is validity in enjoying something that has just been allowed to equalize. Like nobody ever like mocks the idea of like letting wines age, but I feel like it's very similar. It's a similar process that happens to foods like stews and soups and things like that. 6 is my favorite in part because of the nostalgia, but when I played 5 for the first time, I fell in love with it. Yeah, and I can see that. They're both lovely games. Honestly, 4, 5, and 6 are lovely games. Um, but for me, 5 edges out the other two just a bit more. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Aha, Ales! I have been waiting for you. Ha ha ha! I thought I would make Zelda vanish before you. Behold, Princess Zelda's final breath. I always thought it was funny that the bed that he has her on is like a mouth. Ho ho ho, with this, the seal of the 7 sages is at last broken. It is now only a matter of time before evil power covers this land completely. If only it was only fiction. After all, the legendary hero cannot defeat us, the tribe of evil, when we are armed with the power of gold. Oh, oh, oh. Now I must go. It's like now, goodbye. Like AOL once said, goodbye. And yeah, let's get ready for this fight. Imagine that, he just went behind the curtain. Oh, you seem to want to finish you off. Then allow me to make your wish come true. Nice. And of course the trick in this fight is to make sure that you return the beam by doing the whirling blade technique. Oof. And don't do that when the little star is coming. How many hits does this take? Is he gonna do the laser? Yes, I knew it. Oh my gosh. Winter, thank you so much for the raid. Let's pause here for this for a second. Yeah, let's go to intermission. Very intense moment here, folks. Very intense. Let's go to intermission. Winter, what are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. That is incredibly kind of you. What have you been up to? Were you playing Tekken? Did I just mispronounce that? I thought I saw you playing Tekken, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course. Where would my manners be? Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Vampire Valkyrie 2048. The winter guests have arrived from the Winter Lodge. Very cozy. Winter, of course. Welcome. Casey, good to see you. The winter guests have arrived from the Winter Lodge. How am I? I'm good. It's good. It's a good Wednesday. It's a good Wednesday to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, Casey and Winter are both fellow fruities. Thank you so much for popping in here today. And welcome, Pretty Kitty Helper. I love that name. Thank you so much for popping in with the raid. Now, let me go ahead and suggest... Ooh, thank you very much for the follow. Follows are anonymous. Feel free to introduce yourself or forever hold your peace. Whatever you choose to do, I appreciate ya. For my folks, kindly give Winter Soul a follow. They're an excellent streamer, a fellow Monster Hunter, and also a fellow Fruity. They were last playing Virtua Fighter 5. Okay, somebody was playing Tekken, and I have no idea who it was, but Virtua Fighter is cool. The last Virtua Fighter I played was 4, and I was a Kagemaru player. Close enough to all good. Okay, thank you so much for correcting me. I appreciate that. Yeah, so kindly give them a follow. I certainly love to lurk there, and yes, we definitely have to make the Monster Hunter Wilds happening at some point. Thank you once again so much for popping in. Now, to introduce myself, a streamer of no renown, I am Ailwolf, but most people call me Ails. I have my little partner with me, Churro, and if I can switch to the camera over here, there he is. He's definitely a bit EPs, and that is because, look at that, he actually woke up. He's a little bit EP simply because it is his bedtime. It is basically 11 o'clock here at night, and so he's just hanging out, he's being cozy. Yeah, he's just enjoying life. He's a corgi boy of 7 years, and certainly he is my son. He is my son. The other funky thing about this particular corner of the net is that I do like to talk about ales. Let's go over here. Today is Dry Wednesday, and we are enjoying a non-alcoholic beer from Athletic Brewing, and it is a white beer, which means that it has wheat incorporated. It is delicious, it is sumptuous, and we enjoy it. So, to your health, everyone. Thank you so much for popping in. But yeah, before I forget, Raiders Winter, everyone, if you need to raid and fade, please feel free to do so. I don't mean to hold anybody hostage here. I know that streaming can be, very demanding, physically demanding, of course, focus demanding. If you need to go, if you need to do some self-care, enjoy some snacks, do some stretchies, take a bio break, please do. And that goes also for viewers. I know that some of you have been, probably just watching streams for a while, and of course, I would be remiss if I didn't suggest that you also deserve to care for yourself. Thank you so much, everyone, for popping in. Yeah. So cheers to you all. Yeah. With that, let's go back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Okay, so let me put this volume back on. I don't know how many of you might be spoiled by the fact that we are fighting Aghanim in A Link to the Past. It is, I think this game is probably like 20 years of age or something like that. Probably something like that. So I hope that I'm not spoiling anybody by playing this. If you have to go, I completely understand though. We're trying to fight the wizard. We're trying to fight the wizard Aghanim because he just took Zelda from us. Anytime. Have playing a drink to the past. It's one of my faves. Thank you for noting the fact that I called this a drink to the past. I don't know that most people realize that I intentionally just misname names. It's supposed to be also just a thing that I do. And so A Link to the Past is a drink to the past. And whenever I play Monster Hunter, I call it Marzen Hunter. And Marzen is basically an Oktoberfest beer. That's what that is. Anyways, thank you so much for noticing that. This was was this Knee of the Golden Cartridges? Wait, what do you mean by that? I know Majora's Mask was golden and now it's super rare. Oh, if the cartridge itself was golden? I actually don't know. That one. I know that the Nintendo The Legend of Zelda was golden. But I don't know if A Link to the Past was in like packed in a golden cartridge. Maybe there was like a release of that, but I'm not 100% aware of that one. I think the only golden cartridges that I had was the original Zelda and Ocarina of Time. Ooh, I keep forgetting that he's gonna throw lasers when he's at the top of the screen. Got him. Oof. And I am doomed. But a light in the darkness. We have another chance. Watch out. Oh, that was a total whiff. We don't know how to play tennis. Oof. I just ate that one. Okay, laser time. Oh, why can't... What? What, hitting him also does that to you? I didn't know. Okay, gotta stay away from it. Some Zelda games originally were golden. And then after some time, Nintendo stopped producing them and they all became gray. Gotcha. Okay, laser time. Just gotta make sure to stay away whenever he does the top center. Oof. It's getting close, right? It's gotta be getting close. Oof. I know, this is the one, this is the one. How many more is it gonna take? Like Captain America once said, I can do this all day. No, I can't. I only have an hour or so. Ooh, nice! Wolf's Kiss. Grah, well met, hero, but I am not really ready to admit defeat yet. I will draw you into the dark world. Get ready to hear that sound a lot. Ails, it is I, Sahasrara. I am communicating with you across the void through telepathy. The place where you now stand was the Golden Land, but evil power turned it into the Dark World. The wizard has broken the Sage's seal and turned the gate to Hyrule Castle into a portal linking that world to this. In order to save this half of the world, the Light World, you must win back the Golden Power. You must also rescue the 7 maidens who Aghanim sent to the Dark World. Are you gonna ask me for anything more? Do you want fries with that too? As descendants of the 7 sages, they have the power that will surely aid you. The maidens are located in the hidden dungeons full of evil creatures and dangerous traps. The Palace of Darkness should be your first goal in this world. Ails, you are our last hope. Please make this old man's wishes come true. I beg you. You got it. You're not that old. You're okay. You're fine. You're fine. Let's see. Churro is sleeping now. Thank you for being so considerate of Churro, Thea. I can tell you right now that even if you were to redeem a treat for him, he would probably still wake up and eat it, and then immediately go back to sleep. I think the thing I really like about the Dark World is just the fact that this overworld theme is constantly playing. It's such a solid beat. And I know that there's like a piece of heart here, right? Oh, there it is. I remember. Like Madonna once said, I remember. And there's a cave there, but I must get this heart first. You found a piece of heart. Your heart level increased. Nice. So we got a heart without getting a heart. Palace of the Four Sword. Wait, what is this? Hey, I'll tell you a profitable story if you pay me 20 rupees. How about it? Yeah, we can spare it. Hehe, thanks. Actually, only true heroes can enter this palace. Wait, what is that supposed to mean? Is it that you can only enter this place after you beat the game? Is that the idea? Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to come back to it. I'll do some research on it. And of course, by I'll do some research on it, I mean that I'll Google it. You know, maybe it's just a thing of mine, but I really, I don't like it when folks take lightly the idea of doing research. I know that there's a lot of information that is at our fingertips. But I try not to say that I do research because I am terribly underqualified. Anyways, that's just a thing of mine. Nobody should live up to that rule. Alright. So it is fortunate that we have this sword being... We don't actually have to engage with a lot of these folks. They definitely hit harder than your conventional enemies. When there's a... Well, how do we get there? Maybe a flying cuckoo? A flying cuckoo. Oh, way to lose my sword beam. Well, we'll figure that one out later. But yeah, first time in the Dark World, in this run. Whoa, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Follows, of course, are anonymous, so feel free to introduce yourself or feel free to forever hold your peace. I will never tell. Oh, was that you, Vampire Valkyrie? Let me not make assumptions. But I appreciate it if it was. Yeah. Thank you so much. I don't know why I was trying to be mysterious about it. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Here's hoping that it is worth your follow. Let's say that. Are you a fan of The Legend of Zelda? Let me not pelt you with too many questions. But I hope you are. Alright, and so we have to go to the where is the first location? We have to go over there, right? Like Luigi said in Hotel Mario. Over there! Let's go. Yes, I like Zelda. Excellent. Then you're already speaking my language. Do you have a favorite Zelda? I can tell you that my favorite Zelda 2D is Link's Awakening. And much like Spectrum was saying earlier, part of the reason why that is probably nostalgia. Link's Awakening was the second Zelda I played. It was the first game that I had on my Game Boy, and I spent way too many hours on it as a young person. And I love it more than A Link to the Past. I know that that's anathema. I know that that is maybe not even a defensible position, but it is wonderful. I love the story in that one. In terms of 3D Zeldas, though, I do like my Majora's Mask. And the reason for that is a little morbid. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I think that my reading on that game is the acceptance of passing away. I know that is a popular opinion to be had. That is the reason why I like it, and maybe it's because I feel old. Also, I don't only feel old, I am old. What's in this cave? Let's see. My favorite Ocarina. My favorite is Ocarina and Twilight. Those are solid choices. Absolutely solid choices. There's nothing more fun. I want to say that I remember one golden summer that I actually went back to my homeland of Peru to visit my grandparents, and I took with me my GameCube and a copy of The Legend of Zelda Master Quest. By that point I had played Ocarina of Time a number of times, and so I wanted like a bit of a challenge, and that's exactly what I got. And it is something that I wish that I could repeat at some point. Ocarina of Time is so timeless. And I have not played Twilight Princess yet. It is something that I should correct. My favorite 2D Zelda is Minish Cap. Wow, nice. I honestly don't hear too many folks suggest that that is their favorite. But it does seem very charming. That is the one where you become little, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, would you get away from me? Love the doggy cam. Yeah. People, I like to think that people drop in here, and probably 50% of the reason they come back is churro. Which is fine, you know what? It's fine. We all love the churros around here. Let's see. Did you know churro is actually a food in Brazil, Ales? Well, so tell me, as I was suggesting earlier, I actually come from Peru. And so we have churros over there, but they're not like the churros here. They're a little bit different, they're a little bit thicker. You don't have like this long star shape, they're kind of like this wrapped bread sort of thing. What exactly is a churro in Brazil? And I remember that in order to get to the castle or the palace, you actually have to go through like a forest maze or something like that. I think in Mexico too, it's sweet. Exactly the same churros we have in Brazil. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so basically the churros that you have in Brazil are probably similar in South America as a whole. Is this the entrance to the castle? No, I don't think it is. No, yes it is. Wait, what is this place? That's a baby tree. You're new here, aren't you? Did you come here looking for the power of gold? Well, you're too late. It will obey only the first person who touches it. The man who last claimed the power of gold wished for this world. It reflects his heart. Yes, I came here out of greed for the golden power, and look what happened to me. To restore the golden land, a person worthy of the golden power must defeat the man who created this place. Until that time, I am stuck in this bizarre shape. But what a mischievous thing to leave lying around. The power of gold. Triforce. You know, I don't remember having this conversation before. A kind of pasta fried and stuffed with sweet flavor. A lot of times it'll be dulce de leche or chocolate. I do love my dulce de leche. You know, actually, now that you remind me, my partner, every time she means to say dulce de leche, she says dolce de leche, and I'm just like, no. But I think at this point it's like programmed into her mind to say dolce de leche. Maybe because it rhymes, or maybe because it has a certain poetry behind it. Let's see. I completely forgot you're from Peru. You know what? It's not something that comes up very often. Maybe I should put that as part of my introduction. Ales comes from the land of ceviche. Okay, so we've talked to this person. Let's go and drop a bomb behind their shelter. See what's up. You're making me hungry at 2:43 in the morning. Ceviche slaps. Okay, I hope I don't say something terrible here. But while I love Peruvian food, I love like mostly the stews and things like that. I am not the biggest fan of ceviche, and I attribute it, oddly enough, to the fact that I feel like my parents just wanted me to like it very much when I was young, and maybe I just wasn't ready for the soury fish taste for it, and I kind of just like grew adverse to it, which is unfortunate because I know that a lot of people love it. Like I will have it, but it's not really my cup of tea. I'm sorry, I have just lost my Peruvian credential here. Some would argue Chilean ceviche is better. Yeah, I know, that's people from Chile. And I say that because one of my best friends is from Chile, and she always tells me that. But yeah, I know that there's slight differences between where you get it. There's a variation of ceviche in here in the Philippines, but it's often made with coconut milk, which I'm allergic to. The Spanish colonization is thanks to the ceviche. Oh, gotcha. You know what? I feel like that's something that I would be interested in trying simply because I kind of just love coconut everything. I'm sorry that you can't have it though. That's very unfortunate. But yeah, there's definitely like there's many ways in which different folks make ceviche, I feel. And I am absolutely not a connoisseur of these things. Where is the entrance here? Where is the creator? And of course, defunct piranha plant over here. Maybe we need to find a different entrance here. Yeah, we're just like right at the edge of things. Let's go all the way down. That kind of sounds like the Pacific Islander. Oca. El juego de la oca. Oh, why is there a pterodactyl here? Was there a pterodactyl in Ganon's heart? And he was like, you know what, I need pterodactyls in my world. he actually called them pteranodons, which is what they're actually supposed to be called. I would sure love a pteranodon. Let's see. Yeah, it's very annoying because there's several provinces that are heavy into coconut milk and I can't try it. The foodie me cries with that. Yeah, I can feel that. That is probably something that makes you unhappy. But I'm sure they have other ranges of flavors that you can enjoy. I think, so one place that definitely has a lot of coconut, so my partner actually happens to be from Singapore. And my favorite soup of all time is laksa, and I know that it has coconut milk. Probably that's one of the reasons why I enjoy it so much. Anyways, not to talk about coconut too much here at this point. Just wanted to point that out. I'm a bonehead. Okay, let's keep going up here. Let's see. Considering the proximity, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Okay, what is this? This seems like a place to do something. What happens if I put the magic mirror here? Is it gonna like transport me somewhere and then right back? Wow, wow, wow. Oh. Well, no, wait a second. That's not actually gonna do anything for us though. Or is it? Let's see. You know what, let me just go back to the Dark World and continue exploring. I feel like maybe I didn't need to do that. I want to try laksa so much. Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good hearty soup. Okay, let's follow the arrows for the win. Okay, not too bad, not too shabby. You know, speaking of Ocarina of Time, I want to say that, you know, a lot of Legend of Zelda games follow this trend where you're in one place first and then you get transported into a second world. And I think that the reason why I always felt that Ocarina of Time did it the best, and not only because of castle and redeads and all this stuff, was largely because the first temple that you go into after the switching of worlds is what is it, the forest temple. And that temple just slaps. It slaps so hard. I love the music, I love the enemies, I love the puzzles in that temple, and it's just such a like an interesting way to like you know, what is it called? Bust your chops, or like get your bearings as an adult. I don't know. I just enjoyed it a lot. What is this? It's just a wall. It's just a wall. Okay, no more slimies, please. Okay, I think we're close, right? We gotta be close. Oh wait, there's an entrance. Yes. Okay. If only I was in the brambles myself, I would probably have a slightly better idea of where I'm going. I mean, I guess if you squint, you can kind of tell the path here. Kind of not. Yes. Wait a second. I'm Kiki the monkey, Kiki. I love rupees more than anything. Can you spare me 10 rupees? Yeah, why not? Kiki, good choice. I will accompany you for a while. Kiki. More time. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome in I go. Here's hoping that you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. Alright, let's I think the monkey is actually supposed to like give us some tips as to how to actually get to the cow palace, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, would you just... Thank goodness for that. This one for the quote of the... Oh, just smiling teeth, grinning teeth. I like it. That's a good positive smiley to associate yourself with these days. I can do this all day. You know, the reason why I have that as one of my alerts is kind of just this idea that there will be times in games where I'm constantly just beating myself over the face with the same challenge over and over. And I'm just like, that's okay, I can do this all day. Yeah, as for if anybody is interested, actually my the emoji that I associate myself the most these days is Melty Face. And I went into it a little bit earlier, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel these days. With everything. If you give me 100 rupees, I will open the entrance for you, Kiki. Yeah, why not? Kiki, good choice. Then I get 100 of your rupees, Kiki. Do your thing. Do your thing. Beautiful. Let's go in. Level 1. The Dark Palace. Okay, so this is probably a solid challenge of a palace. I feel like you start getting challenged in palaces, mostly in the Dark World. Like even the Tower of Hera was relatively simple because of the fact that it had relatively small floors. But here is when you actually start getting challenged by the dungeons themselves and the designs behind them. Form follows function. And of course, if anybody's wondering, we are enjoying a delicious non-alcoholic wheat beer to your health. Delicious. Ba, ba, ba. Ooh, we can just move the statue here. What is this? Like a little helmet beetle or something like that? I know that we can't actually hit it from one side. There we go. Some hearts for our troubles. I am really hoping that I can get some hearts back because I've only got 2 fairies on me. And you know what? 2 fairies is not enough fairies. I just like to play it safe. What did I say earlier? I like to be a prepper patty. Prepper patty. That sounds good. Prepper patty. Wait, we just... Oh. We just went back. Let's go this way. Don't... almost got me that time. Some more hearts. Collecting your jar of hearts. And I'm going to say that this... does this one also need to stay closed? Not sure. We can't actually exit from here. Let's go over here. Bum, bum. Oh, and these things fire. I remember that much. Ooh. Just gotta make sure that I face them with my shield. Could you open? Thank you. I wonder if they intended to put the face of like the Boo Buddies on it, and that's the reason why they look like that. Okay, so let's step out. I am so hungry. Spectrum, please enjoy something. I'm sure you can have something light and reasonable at this time of night. One thing that I definitely do every once in a while, and the qualifier of course is every once in a while, is if I'm feeling peckish in the middle of the night, I will generally just go for a dry fruit, just like a couple of raisins or like some dried apricots, or some dry pineapple, and that'll be enough. And that is delicious and tasty, and it's just fruity. And we do love fruits around here. You want savory soups? That's a little more difficult. You're gonna have to like prepare it. Toast with cream cheese is the best middle. What? I have never heard of that. Toast with cream. No, wait. Sorry. Toast with cream cheese. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I've never had it myself. I gotta tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of cream cheese. Like, I love cheeses. Cheeses! But I'm not the biggest fan of cream cheese. Oh, come on. What is it? Every once in a while, my partner will grab some like fancy cheeses at Trader Joe's, and she will always get one hard cheese and one soft cheese, and she will always buy crackers for the soft cheese, right? And I just always have the cheese by itself. I'm just like, if I eat the crackers, I'm just gonna get full on crackers. I just want to eat the cheese. Oh my god. Ails, can you hear me? Oh, sorry, different voice. Ails, can you hear me? It's me, Zelda. I'm locked in Turtle Rock, on top of Death Mountain. I know you're doing your best, but please hurry. Okay, well, at least we know that she's hanging out. Why can't I move this thing? Buttered toast. Or butter. Sorry, that was I did it in the voice of Ed and Eddie. I hear cheese. Are you a fan of the cheeses, Adobe? Do you have a favorite cheese? I am a big into Comté cheese. Oh, there we go. I mostly like hard cheeses, and I always like to eat the rinds. I like rinds. I know that a lot of folks don't eat cheese rinds. Like my partner hates them, but I enjoy them. Let's go. Oh, sorry about that. The auto mod picked you up. Let me go ahead and allow that, since it wasn't in bad faith, everyone. Wait, where did it go? Sorry about that. Feel free to repost that, though, Beard. Again, sometimes the auto mod can be a bit sensitive. Sorry about that. I kind of just have it on in case I get trolls. Unfortunately, it does happen every once in a while. But yeah, very, very sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on. Let's see, I said that I have a shirt that says cheese slut, altered to avoid automod, so I think I like cheese. Huh. Okay, so you have proven, you have your credentials for being a cheese enthusiast. And I can apologize for the automod. Oh, what's up with these things? Oh, I think we need the hammer, right? The hammer? I think he took his wallet. Okay. No, but cheese is good. I don't know if there's too many cheeses that I don't enjoy to a degree. Maybe a little reluctant with cream cheese, I will say that. But not always. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Adobe is salty. That salty tongue. But again, I apologize. Like I said, it sometimes picks up things. Sometimes I don't actually know what the list is. It just has like a default list of terms. I myself am not I'm not the biggest in terms of I'm not the biggest user of let's say adult language, um, but I don't necessarily have problems with people using them as long as they're not just trolling. Okay, how do we make it past this? Nice. Really, even that is auto-modded. Yeah, it's incredible. Well, I won't say that one word then, but yeah, I love cheese. I grew up eating cheese a lot. I lived in Wisconsin, so the cheese state of the US. Yeah, yeah. I've never actually tried cheese directly from Wisconsin. I'm sure it tastes heavenly. Um, there was once upon a time that I did go to France, and of course they do have a lot of cheeses over there. Um, Definitely enjoyed a lot of cheeses over there, but sometimes the place where you go kind of just makes the cheese that you enjoy. Definitely have to try more cheeses. Run. Ooh, and how do we don't have a jumping mechanic in this game, right? I wonder. It's not asking me to just fall down. Let's see. It's all good. Now I know. I appreciate you understanding. Let's see. I put it this way. Wisconsin wins as many awards and sometimes more than France in international cheese competitions. Yeah, and of course I'm not the biggest authority on cheese anyways. I will say that so I'm more of in terms of just knowledge of some things, I am very much into red wines. And I know that even though France makes incredible red wines, I very much enjoy some of the California varietals. I don't know why I just said California like that. What happened to me? Okay. Well, let's stop with the insanity here. Let's go down here to California. We can't push this thing. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I feel like it's a one-way thing. You know what? I'm just gonna fall, see what happens. Oh, wait. You just jump. You just jump. What was I thinking? This is one of those angry video game nerd statements. What was I thinking? Well, I'm sorry about that. At least I have chicken. Okay. Good. How do we... Is there a switch? No. We need to find a blue switchy thingy. I think we can actually come back through here, maybe? Oh wait, there's a switch right there. There we go. Seek, and you shall destroy. That's how that goes, right? Bam, 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 bam. I don't know how big. I don't remember exactly how big this palace is, but I do recall it being one of the more meatier ones by this stage in the game. Here is the map. Where do you wish to go? Do we need to push one of these statues here? Is that the idea? Yes. Ails, you're a genius. No, you're not. You probably read that in the strategy guide. Let's go up here. Oh, I remember these fellas. They're the mimics, aren't they? Backstab. Speaking of backstab, I can't wait to play Hades 2. I know that you can play like early access or whatever, but I don't like to play games unless they're fully released. I don't know. Is that strange? Is that something that people do? So we face. Oh, come on. Oof. All right, we're supposed to just. There you go. I'm just like, what? What am I missing here? Look at that, smart. Let's use that big brain of ours. So maybe this is the first place where we actually start using the, oh no! This is the first place where we start using the switches a little more intensely, or significantly. That's what I meant to say, significantly. Boy, that one takes a while. All my love too long ago. Cheers. And let's go to the basement. Oh, these things are hideous. Look at that. They're like whack-a-moles. Except they're staring at me, staring into my soul. I feel like I'm back in high school again. So clearly we're missing the hammer. Oh no! Come at me. And let's go down. Yes. And let me snooze this ad. I think we're close to actually wrapping up. Let me snooze this first ad, and then when the next one breaks, we'll go back to intermission. Unfortunately, Wednesday streams are generally a little bit shorter. Number one is because it is the end of my week, and as much as I want to stream and play, I am wholeheartedly beat, folks. I am like Swiss cheese. I am beat. So yeah, we generally go a little bit short on Wednesdays. But I will be back. Just like at the end of all of those Marvel movies, I will be back. Okay, maybe we can actually hit that switch with like a little corner sneak. Maybe not. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so if we do a corner shot. Doesn't seem to be a good way to do this. Even if we were to like drop a bomb or something like that, it wouldn't actually get us what we want here. Let's go back. There must have been something that we missed. And that'll just get us exactly where we were. Oh, huh. There you go. It's this thing. I honestly thought that it was gonna fall underneath us. But that doesn't make sense. Oh, we were here before, huh? Ah, it's the beeping of that bleeding heart. Treasure chest. Ooh, the big key. It's almost as big as the big salad. It can open many locks that small keys cannot, because it is big. Let's go down. Ooh. Okay, what is this? Oh, come on. I think I still have one more fairy. Thank goodness for fairies. Let's take this. Where are we? Wait, we've been here before. We just went back. Ah. Is it here? No. Those bubbles are gonna be the end of me. What is happening? None of these move. There we go. Ooh, back here. What am I missing here? Ah, these things just like ran into me. Look at that. Aggressive little tykes. Let's see. Well, I feel like we didn't explore this area up here enough. I think that's where the switches were. And there's definitely a few things that we could do over here as well. Cheesily promiscuous. That is the first time I have heard the quality of being promiscuous ascribed to cheese. So that is a first spectrum. Solid. Solid like Metal Gear. What else can we do here? Let's go back up. Maybe we can get one of those doors. One of those other doors. We went to the right. Let's see if we can do anything on the left side. Did we actually fall down here? You know, now I'm not 100% sure. We'll probably have to end up bombing both sides. Both sides. Yeah, I think we came down here already. Maybe the other bridge has a crack as well? No, it doesn't. Never mind. What about this? Ooh! Oh no, it was already closed. Huh. Well, we know what we're blocked at. Unfortunately, this is something that we're gonna have to address next time on Dragon Ball Z. Let's go ahead and end it right here, folks, because we've got ads starting in about 2 minutes. Let me snooze ads, and let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Going back to intermission. Okay, well that, as they say, is a link to the past. I think we made some good progress here. We defeated Aghanim, we got another piece of heart, and at the very least we've started on the first palace, the Dark Palace. So overall, some great progress. I did want to say, thank you everyone that decided to spend a bit of their evening with us. Definitely thank you so much for the raids by both Effector and Winter. Very much appreciate you all for coming in, and of course every single one of you raiders that came in with them. You're all wonderful, as well as my locals. Is locals a thing? Let's simply call them viewers. I very much appreciate every one of you that decided to dedicate an iota of your time or attention or even a tab to be here. If you like my kind of banter, if you like this kind of nonsense, and I have no idea why you would, but some people do, feel free to follow me on the socials to see my schedule. I generally stream on both Wednesdays and Fridays. This week I'm actually doing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because I can't do a long stream on Friday. So tomorrow I'll be here at around 12:01 Pacific Standard Time with some Final Fantasy VIII. And on Friday I will be playing Elden Ring because Elden Ring. So yeah, kindly feel free to follow there. Thank you for streaming. You're absolutely welcome, Spectrum. Thank you for the stream and conversations. Anytime, Adobeard. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm pretty sure that we've exchanged a couple of messages on the Fruities Discord, but it is nice to have you here, and I will definitely try to make it out to one of your streams soon. Thank you for making me hungry. Anytime, Spectrum. I will gladly talk about food left and right, up and down, until the end of time. For like the various savory soups. I hope that you don't fall asleep hungry. That's all I'm hoping right now, Spectrum. Now let me find a raid target here. I want to say that I want to raid somebody. Well, let's see who's on first of all. Let's see who's on. Somebody who might actually follow along with our particular categories today. Don't want to say anybody's name just now because I don't want to say, oh yeah, we're rating them and then we eventually don't do that. That would be kind of silly. You know what? Let's go ahead and raid Mandy, aka What's Her Face. She is currently streaming Resident Evil 2014. She's a very fun individual. I very much enjoy chatting, lurking on her stream as well. So we're gonna do that. Let me set up a raid message over here. So long, Thea. Thank you so much for popping in. Very much appreciate our conversations as well. Let me go ahead and set up this raid. And we're doing What's Her Face. Yeah, she generally does retro, in case you're interested. And yeah, just loves to chat with her community. Also a member of Club CRT. So I highly suggest you stick around. So let's see. I already had many snacks too. You know what? There's not such a thing as too many snacks. I always say. So I don't know how I'm gonna materialize a feast for my wonton hunger. I'll figure it out though. I know you will, Spectrum. If feel free to copy that raid message for viewers, and that is the raid message for followers. I should probably copy one of those myself. I always forget these. And as I like to end these things, stay thirsty, LPAC. Kindly stay for the raid, and I will see you again.